Good afternoon traders and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Wednesday the 15th of July 2020 and the time is 38 minutes past 5 p.m. UK time. Traders, if this is your first time to the channel, I just want to welcome you here. Hope you're going to enjoy this little presentation that I'm going to put out. And if you've been here before, guys, as per usual, I really welcome you back. We're really grateful that you're feeling and you're getting value from what we're putting out and enjoying the content that we put out there. Now, if you've been here before, if this is your first time, either way, guys, come across, subscribe to the channel. That just lets us know that you're enjoying the content and we need to continue, or we should continue doing this, and hopefully you're getting some value from what we're putting out here. Now, I'm going to jump across into the charts, guys, because I've got a situation which is playing out here. And this lesson today is really a lesson in patience and in discipline. Okay? We've just had a position close out, and we've got a potential position in the same pair opening up. All right? And I'm going to show you what I'm thinking of with this pair. The pair that I'm talking about is the Euro-US dollar, the Euro-dollar, US dollar pair. And back on the 11th of June, we entered a position short this market, and what happened in this trade is that we were able to get to a 2-to-1, whereby we took half of our position off at 2-to-1. What has happened today is price has come back up and it's taken us out, meaning that on half of our position in this trade, we've made a 2-to-1. We're happy with that, okay? Because sometimes you do have to have more than one shot at a trade like this. Now, we're actually bearish the Euro-US dollar pair, okay? Fundamentally, for the short term, we're actually bearish this pair. And when we look at the patterns that's showing on the chart here, we still believe that we still have some downside to go before this chart actually takes off to the long side. Now, I'm going to just reference this. We're here on the 3 monthly chart. If you can see my arrow here, we're here on the 3 monthly chart, and I just want to talk you over what actually happened. So this yellow line here was a level of resistance that we already highlighted. Okay, let me go down to the daily chart. I want to talk about what happened first before we go into what could happen. Okay, so this red arrow just here is where we entered on the 11th of June. If you look down below, right at the bottom of my chart there, follow the vertical line down, you see that's the 11th of June. On the 12th of June, this is where we took our 2-to-1 off on half of our position. Now, all that time, we've watched this chart go up up to break even. And today on this spike here, you can see the blue arrow there, we've been taken out today on this pair. Now, that part there is the end of a trade. Okay, it's the end of a trade. That we've not lost any money. We're happy, you know, not losing money in any trade is a win in my book. Okay, that's really important. Now, what I want to do here is I just want to reference. Can you see this little level here? This is where this bar here on the 6th of March went up, closed above the line, and then on the very next day, price opened at the same level and closed down. I'm just going to place a horizontal line across there. Now, what that draws my attention to is this area here now. If what I'm looking at here, we're here on the daily chart, okay? And at the moment, we have a pin bar. Now, you know, there's a whole 4 hours to go in this bar, and this bar may not end up like this. However, if I work my way down the time frames, okay, and if you look at those bars there, here we are on the 10-hour chart. Look at that bar. Although the problem is that is a live bar. Now, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, we're still bearish this pair. I actually think this is a bar that if this bar ends like this, I believe that this is a bar that's been hunting for stops. Okay, I'm thinking that anybody who is long this pair, anybody who went short at this level here, this line, will have been taken out by this bar. Okay, there will be people on this you know, on lower time frames, let's go down to the hourly chart, there will be people who went long on this breakout, okay? And now price is pulling back on them. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price in this bar to either stay as it is, or become, you know, or even show me some more downside with this big wick. That being the case, I'm going to enter a limit order to get short this market. Let me just have a look at what that would be for potentially. Let's say it closed where it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait. As you can see here, I've got my counter here. There's 15 and a half minutes left in this bar. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I just wanted to sort of show you what happened in this trade. I just want to see what we earned on half of our position. So let me go across here. Where are we? Maybe I can't do it with that bar. I'm probably going to have to do it on a higher time frame. No, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not. But I'll tell you. When I open the next, when we go into the next trade, if this turns out to be a trade, I'll tell you what we earned on half of our position. So I'm going to leave it for there now, traders. This is really just to show you that we've been pipped out of this trade. It's a winner, although a smaller winner than we expected, but there's still potential depending on how this bar ends at this level of structure and resistance and Fibonacci confluence. So I'll leave it there for now, traders, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Take care, traders. Speak to you soon. Good evening, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Wednesday, the 15th of July 2020, and the time is 1 minute past 6 PM UK time. Traders, welcome back to the channel. This is just a short video following on from a previous video I made. I'm just going to jump straight across into the pair that we're talking about here. Let me just go up to the 3 monthly chart. And this pair is the euro dollar, US dollar, British, euro dollar. The euro dollar, basically. Sorry about tying my words there, guys. It's been a long day. It's been a long, long day. Now, you will remember from the earlier video that I shot. Let me go down to the 10-hour chart. Let me just show you. No, let me go to the daily chart. Let me just show you what had happened. So we had entered short here, okay? And that's that. When I say here, I mean in this bar. That red arrow identifies that we went short in this bar. We took off half of our position at a 2-to-1 in this bar. So we made 2-to-1 on half of our position, thus meaning that we couldn't lose in this trade. What has since happened, and this was the 11th of June, guys, what has since happened, price has sort of just meandered its way back up to this level. Okay, now what I said in my earlier video, if I go down to the 10-hour chart, is what I said is if this bar closed as it was, this 10-hour bar, we would be looking to short this market. Now, how I trade is I very rarely ever short I could short right now, okay? Because that's a clear rejection. But I always think that there's going to be another push up into that level. There's going to be another test of this wick. I'm not just going to rely on this wick. I'm just not going to sell here and think, well, that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my 4-hour chart. In fact, let me go down to the 1-hour chart. That's better. I'm going to get a 618 fib retracement. Okay, and I'm going to place my entry right at that 618 fib retracement. So I'm going to go limit order, guys. So that's what I'm looking to do here. So let's do that in front of you live here. Okay, so this is a short position tool. 618, and there we go. Okay, so let's pull this chart across now. Let's pull this out of the way because this is where we're going to reference later, and let's just go up the time frame slightly just to see what we're playing with here, what we're dealing with. Okay, let's pull this way a little bit. That's better. That's what I'm looking to see. Okay, so I'm going to give ourselves a little bit of room here. 55 pips is where I'm heading. 55 pips worth of risk. Now, where's my stop going to be? Well, let's pull this down some more. Okay. Now, I can't... Ah, yes, that's right. If you remember, when I shot the older video, I was talking about this shelf here being, you know, a good place to take profits on this trade. And what I actually did was I actually took profits just above it. Okay, so this line basically here is where our take profits can be. That's an 11.15 to 1 risk reward, 455 pips worth of risk, 621 pips, traders. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let me enter this order now. So this is what I do. I want to create a limit order. So I want to sell on a limit. In the red one there, see, sell on a limit. And how much do I want to risk? I want to risk, let's just put 0.75% in there, just see what that gives me. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm risking less than 1%. 0.75% is what we're at. Let's enter that trade. Okay, so we are, as you can see by the left-hand side there now, we're going to be short the euro, dollar, British pound if, let me just get out of this there. Let me just show you. If price can get up into that 618, in fact, I want to shut this down so you can see what we're talking about. If price can get up into that 618 retracement there, we're going to be short the British pound. Sorry, I keep saying that. We're going to be short the euro dollar pair. So let's see what happens, traders. I will be in touch with you soon once we get triggered, if we get triggered, and then let's see if we can't have another go at this trade. Take care, traders. Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Thursday, the 16th of July, 2020, and the time is 17:59 p.m. UK time. Traders, welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, guys, I really appreciate you coming back. And if this is your first time, traders, hope you're going to enjoy this little presentation that we're putting out for you here today. Only a very short video today, traders, just something to show you what has happened in the market in a particular pair that we're interested in. Either way, if you like in the content, come across, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, feel free to press on the bell icon. That way you'll ensure you'll get the content the minute we put it out here on YouTube. But without further ado, I'm going to jump across into the charts, guys. And the pair I want to talk to you about is the euro dollar, US dollar. Okay. Now, you will have seen the video earlier, which I'll bond to this one. Okay, where we were trying to get short this market. And I'm just going to go down to the daily chart. We're here on the monthly chart at the moment, and you can see the big blue arrow just showing you the direction of the trend that we're interested in. Okay, let me just go down to the daily chart. Now, I'm going to fatten this chart up. Maybe I need to go down a little bit more. That's better. We're here on the 18-hour chart. Okay, now, I don't know whether you can see, but just in here, there is a red arrow, okay? Now that red arrow signifies the bar that we went short on before. So this bar, within this 18-hour bar, we went short. Let's see if I can, let's bring it down even more. Okay, we're here on the 12-hour chart now. That's a little bit better. So here on the 12-hour chart, we went short this market, okay? At this point here, the blue bar, we were able to take off half of our position for a 2-to-1, okay? So we took off half of our position at 2-to-1, and we allowed the rest of the position to trade. What then happened was basically the price went sideways basically until just the other day, where in this bar price took us out, okay? So it took us out for a 2-to-1 on half the position. Now, let me go down to the 10-hour chart. Okay, so 10-hour chart. So there's the red arrow where we got in. There's the blue arrow where we took part of our profits. And there's the blue arrow which shows the bar that we got stopped out on for 2-to-1. Now, when I shot the video yesterday, I was looking at this bar here, and I said, if this bar closes like this, because that's what I call a pin bar, guys. Look at it. Look at the wick on that. Look at how the potential for any of these traders that got in short here. Let me fatten it up. So any traders that got in short here, let's point that out to you. Here, okay, looking for price to go down, okay. Look at the potential for all of their stops to have been taken out with this bar here, because where if you got in short here, where would your stops be, traders? Your stops are going to be just above the highs. So this wick to me looks like an attempt to take out these traders who went short here, to then give the institutions the fuel they need to push prices lower by taking out some of the stops. Now, what I said was, so picture this: yesterday, this bar didn't exist, this bar didn't exist. Okay. This bar was live, I believe. Yes, and what I said was, I went down to the hourly chart, and what I said was, and this is the high of that pin bar, and what I said was, if price hits our level, and at the time we were here, all of this didn't exist yesterday, okay? And I said, if our price hits here, which is a 618, I placed a sell order. I placed a sell order to go short right in here, okay, on a limit order. And as you can see, price has since come in, taken us in on this bar, a little bit of pain in this bar, and has since turned round. So we are now short the British pound, not the British pound, the euro dollar pair. Now, the next step is to try and get to break even as quickly as possible. Okay, so what we're now looking for, if I just go up the time frame somewhat, let's see where it gets to, where I find it. There we go. And let's just get rid of this here. So what we're looking for as our next move, okay, is we're looking for price. This bar represents my risk in the market, okay? So I'm going to project that forward now to the place where we entered. Okay, so as you can see, this bar now represents a 1-to-1. What I then do is I just get a horizontal line, just place it at the bottom there, okay, and then I pull this forward one more time. So where this bar is now, where this bar is placed now, this line here represents a 2-to-1. And it's going to be at that point where I will take half of my position off the table, but I will leave my stop where it is. And that's just going to allow price to move the room to, if necessary, to come up into this area and not take me out and then go in the direction that I'm looking for. Okay, so my next step is to just add a template onto this bar, which says take off 50% of my position here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove that. I'll set an alert just in there, add an alert, and the alert's just going to say, what I'm going to say when crossing down is just going to say, how do I want it to close now? I want it once per minute. And this is just going to say, take off 50% of position. Now in my real account, guys, what I tend to do, let me just type this in. What I do in my real account is I trade 2 positions, all right? And with that, when I get to this point in my real account, I actually take off 1 position. So it's actually a whole position in my real account, but I don't see the need to have to put on 2 positions here in TradingView, because this is where we do the analysis. So I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. There's the alert set. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to leave it there for now. I mean, this trade, you can see where the stop is all the way down there. So let's see how it goes. Traders, I will keep you informed, and I will see you all soon, traders. Happy trading. Keep your eyes on the charts. Stick to your system and stick to your rules. Speak to you all very, very soon, traders. Take care now. Good evening, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Tuesday, the 21st of July, 2020, and the time is 43 minutes past 10 p.m. UK time. Traders, welcome to the channel this evening. Hope you've been enjoying the content that we're putting out for you. If you're new to the channel, guys, come across, subscribe to the channel so you get more of what we put out on a more regular basis. And if you've been here before and you're already subscribed, guys, from the bottom of our heart, grateful that you're feeling the time to come and spend time with us here. Now, I'm just going to jump over to the markets because I want to show you a continuation of a trade that we took last week, which played out, and I'm just going to show you how this trade worked out. Now, the pair that we're talking about is the euro dollar, US dollar pair, and here we are on the 3 monthly chart of this pair, and as you can see here by the chart here, we've been looking to get on board this downtrend. Now let me go down to the monthly chart to give you a better idea of what we were talking about, and then down to the daily chart. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of a recap so you can understand where we are and why we are where we are. So, this red arrow here was a trade, the first shot we took at this short. We shorted the market in this bar, and by this little blue arrow here says that we were able to make a 2-to-1 on half of our position before price came back up and took us out. Now that was the first trade. So we ended up with 2-to-1 on half the position. Now, based on our fundamental bias, I went down to the 10-hour chart and I spotted this pin bar here. And if you recall from the earlier video, this pin bar had approximately 15.5 minutes left to run. And I said that if this bar closes like this, then I would look to put a limit order to go short this market. And that's exactly what happened. This bar closed exactly like this, and I placed a limit order within this bar. It was a 618 of this swing here on an hourly chart, if I remember rightly, and we got triggered. Since then, what happened is price went in our favor a little bit and has now taken us out. So here we have another losing trade, guys. And this is the other part of being consistent. When you're losing a few trades, now this is our second loss on a row, okay? And don't forget, out of the last 5-6 trades, we've had some big trades going our way, in our favor, okay? But here we are now starting to get a little bit of drawdown, but it's something you just have to, it's one of those. You brush it off and you move on to the next trade. Don't be disappointed that you've lost a trade simply because you're not going to win every trade. Does this trade bother me? No. The only way this trade would bother me is if I'd not stuck to my rules. If I'd done something that was out of my rules and we'd lost, then yes, I'd be more disappointed than I am now about this trade. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's just to show you the result of what happened, okay? And as I say, there's that pin bar that we made that decision, and it just didn't work. It's as simple as that. What do? We move on. So now I can remove this alert here, okay? And now it's on to the next opportunity. So let's see what happens. I'll bring you up to date if I find anything, or when I find anything, and I'll shoot another video then. Okay, traders, you all have a good evening, and I'll catch you all really, really soon. Take care, traders.